Okay, welcome again to part two of our discussion about Steven Spielberg and his body of work, or more specifically, like five of his films that we really like. Thank you for returning after what I'm sure was a horribly rambling first part, or should I say ramblin'?
Will be sure to be a horribly rambling second part.
Do you get it? Like ramblin'?
Rambling?
Like
I actually
like amblin'? Like
the
that's
fuck does that mean?
what do you mean?
Oh, 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 Amblin. Holy shit!
You made the
That I got it so
You're
hard.
like that. You like this is the clip. Oh, this guy's going like, oh. That was. I just got that out of someone.
that was such an abrupt
That was magic.
realization of a
Yeah.
reference.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for. I'm glad you. I didn't want to have to explain to you. Uh, oh.
Oh, Amblin. Okay, yeah,
Amblin.
no, I remember. Okay,
Ramblin'.
that was dope. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you. Just looking up and down his filmography, because we're probably going to get into Jurassic Park. But so many fucking great movies he either made that I'm just not as familiar with as the ones we'll be discussing, or even ones that he produced. Because like Back to the Futures, Gremlins, Poltergeist, it's such great shit. And you even talk about like, do you ever watch any of those like cartoons he did, or that I think he produced them?
Shit, he was like a part of fucking Animaniacs and shit.
Animaniacs and Tiny
Like,
Toons,
yeah.
like that was the shit. I'm like seeing
Like, this is what we were saying. Like, he's responsible for like too much.
Well, yeah, I mean, even looking at like, okay, if I go to like executive producer, like there's so much shit I didn't realize he had a hand in. That like here's the Men in Black. I had no idea he had anything to do with that movie.
Jeez.
Deep Impact, Mance. Well, no, are you a Deep Impact guy, or are you a Armageddon guy?
Both.
Okay.
Both,
You
both,
just can't get enough.
both have. I wouldn't say very special places, quote unquote, but both are also pretty rooted in my childhood.
Sure.
I have very vivid memories of both of them. And to be fair, Armageddon, special place in my heart. It's one of my it's one of my greatest guilty pleasures of all time.
Sure. I mean, some of this is shit. I mean, apparently he's an executive producer on those Transformers movies.
Okay.
True Grit with that was a Coen Brothers remake of that.
That was solid. Wasn't super memorable to me, but it was solid.
But this is another one, like Men in Black. I had no idea. Apparently, he was an executive producer on Taken, which I didn't realize.
Okay, bet.
Oh, that's different. That's a mini series. I thought that was Taken, like the movies. That's different. They should differentiate that. I mean, I didn't know that existed, so I still don't know that. An American Tale.
I don't think I ever actually saw that. I know the song. Oh fuck.
Looks like he worked with he worked with Don Bluth a couple times, because he's also an executive producer on Land Before Time.
I knew Land Before Time.
Yeah, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That's not Don Bluth.
Dope as fuck. Land Before Time is dope as fuck.
Yes, it is.
I like it a lot. I've never watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit in its entirety. I've seen a lot of scenes from it.
Mm-hmm.
Never actually watched it through, though.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get into now. Jurassic Park for you is kind of like how Star Wars is for me, in that you're very you were very autistic about it.
Yes.
and you
I
can do the
You
entire
remember
script.
that one time in German class where I just, out of boredom, started writing out the dialogue from a sequence from it, just for memory, just out of boredom, just started writing it out. Used to be able to play the entirety of the movie in my head
Yeah.
if I wanted to. Like, the entirety of it. I'm not even fucking exaggerating. I can't do it anymore, but I used to. It's very special to me.
Well, yeah, I used to be able to do the entirety of at least the first Star Wars movie. I would do that as a kid.
Yeah.
My mom was telling me that she would go up to my room and like she would put her ear on the door and she would just hear me in there reenacting the entire movie. Um, and she said, as she said, including sound effects. So, you know,
You know.
yeah, my uncle used to call me Rain Man.
Because you were an autistic freak.
Yeah, basically.
But no, I get it.
No, yeah.
Like, there's
I mean
still
that too, but yeah, I fucking love Star Wars. What can I say?
there's still aspects, like I can still one of my favorite things is I'll be like,
You were able to do. I was very impressed. You were able to do that. Like not even like you were able to do like inane dialogue sequences. Like you did that one where the lawyer was talking to Hammond.
Hammond and the ride when they first
Yeah.
land and they're riding in. I can't do it anymore, unfortunately. The things that have stuck with me is I can still do the Goblin laugh, like verbatim. It's look it up. That's like it's how it sounds precisely.
Okay.
I can't do. That was the scene I wrote down verbatim.
Uh-huh.
What you're talking about, the lawyer talking to him, and something about the integrity of the park and
Yeah.
shit. I can't remember it anymore, but I used to be
If
able
I'm
to.
not convinced, they're not convinced.
Yeah, that whole bit.
He says that.
So
Can you do any scene for us? Do you have anything? Do you have a this is Matt's creative time on the show where he can
yeah, right. I did the Goldblum laugh. That's the big one. That I
Okay.
can definitely remember.
See, I can't really do Star Wars anymore. So I think maybe just lose it at a certain point.
At some point, you just
Yeah.
because I mean, shit. We're talking. This was German class, so it was probably senior year.
Yeah.
So we're looking at 10 years ago.
Oh my god.
This was a decade ago.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, I lost it over time. I can't recall that entire speech anymore. But yeah, it was something. We have deep concerns in the integrity of the park, whatever it is. Point being, I used to be able to do it. This movie was that, like you said, this movie was my Star Wars. Like, I used to be able to literally, no exaggeration, play the entire movie. I could just shut my eyes if I wanted to and play out the entire movie, scene by scene, detail by detail, dialogue, everything. I could do it in my head.
It's it's a great movie. I almost the thing that struck me, like I said, I watched it probably a couple weeks ago. The thing that struck me was that sequence because there was a shot in particular. Like I was like, damn this. Well, the T-Rex sequence, which I mentioned last episode. The T-Rex sequence is so fucking good.
It
And
is.
I kind of, as I was watching it, I was kind of breaking it down. And I kind of wanted to do that for everyone. Which is why I broke this up into two parts, because I figured I was going to talk about it for an extremely embarrassingly long time.
She already forgot
But what that I said, that's what everyone's been like.
that you said that. It's been like 15 minutes. I already forgot it.
Yeah, I mentioned it again in between our recording the episodes, and you already forgot.
I already.
But I think a lot of people probably on the last episode heard me say that I was going to get to that, and then I didn't. So I think everyone's been like waiting on the edge of their seats,
Presumably.
waiting for KJ to talk about the T-Rex sequence.
All right.
Because I remember, I noticed. This is when you watch a great movie. You're gonna notice different aspects of it that are great each time you watch it. You're gonna notice something new. There was an amazing fucking shot during that T-Rex sequence. Because my main thing was how it was built up, how it was like working up towards the reveal of it is like masterful, right?
Yeah.
But before I do that, and everybody's gonna have to wait a little bit. I was struck by how fucking good the effects are.
Of course.
Because it's a movie that blends its effects so well. Because during that T-Rex sequence, you get out of the corner, like it's on the, I think it's on the right of the frame, like the top right corner of the frame.
All right. Where exactly are we at this point?
We're at the T-Rex sequence in the rain, right?
I mean, I know like generally, but like I'm talking like specifically.
Oh, specific, if you want. Oh, shit. I think there's a part, I want to say that there's a part where the T-Rex comes over, and it's looking into Grant and Malcolm's car,
Okay.
and then that stupid little kid turns on the
Yes,
flashlight,
Yes.
and then it goes over to their car, okay?
Yes.
This shot is amazing. And this is like when movies used to have like a real like fucking craft to them. And I know that I don't want to like downplay the work that I'm sure a lot of like very skilled computer animators put into movies now, but like,
Well, this isn't a question of like. I know what you're saying.
yeah,
I don't think this is downplaying them. I don't.
but it's easy. I think it's easy to shoot something and go, fuck it, we'll put computer shit in later. You don't really have to think about it.
Right. You're not talking individual fucking skill set. You're talking like a grand scheme kind of.
Yeah. Okay, so T-Rex, top right of the frame, it's at the car, right? So it needs to move from Grant's car over to the children's car, okay? Which is in
Yes.
front of it. So top right of the frame, we have the animatronic head, right? What happens is, in this extremely fluid motion, the animatronic head pulls out of the frame, and then the CGI T-Rex moves from one car to the other. I had never noticed that before. That it just so seamlessly switched. Because he knows that the CGI is not good enough for you to like look at it, but there's things he can't do with the animatronics. And there is a like seamless blend, and you probably, and I've watched it many times and I never noticed it. There's a seamless blend of practical and digital effects. And for some reason, I know it's stupid, but like, I noticed the switch, and like it made my head fucking explode. It was so like well done.
I'm gonna have to try and check that out at some point because I'm not like
Yeah, yeah. You
I
might not
can't
have
just like
even.
I can't just like recall it right now.
Yeah, it's so well done. You might not have noticed it, and that's the thing is that, like, I barely even think about the movie having CGI in it because it holds up so well. Because he never lingers on the CGI too long. He only uses it to do things the animatronics cannot do.
Yep.
So, you're gonna have you have like this near seamless blend, and those animatronics feel real. And like, if you're gonna do a close up, you do it on the animatronic,
Yeah.
and it's that like the way he uses both of them makes it so seamless, and like those dinosaurs like feel real. You don't even feel like you're watching an effect. And I think it's like one of the best looking movies ever made.
Agreed. I mean, yeah. I mean, seriously,
I
like
mean,
it's.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Pro-
I bring it up like all the time. I think it's one of the best looking, special effects wise, made movies of all time. It's the absolute perfect blend of CGI. Because like, if you were to like really look at the CGI aspect of it, like if you just took out all the animatronics and shit, you could see it. It's not the CGI alone doesn't look super great. It's great for its time. Like it's actually fucking phenomenal for its time.
sure.
But if you just looked at purely the CGI aspects of it, it's not fucking fantastic for today's standards. But the blend of it is what makes it look so good. It to me, it's the ultimate blend to date that I can think of.
Yeah. I think it's up there. It's up there with like with Titanic and
Titanic is also really well done.
the Lord of the Rings trilogy is
Oh,
are also fucking amazing looking.
yep.
But so it's important to note how good the movie looks. But what's great about Jurassic Park is that it's not just the effects. That there's something else there too. And
Right, that's not the point.
right, that's an enhancement. There's a legitimate like magic to the movie that you just don't get anymore, and I'm not sure where that comes from. Where I don't know. You watch it and you get like a legitimate sense of like wonder from it.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
not sure where like how that was achieved.
well, what I said on like the first part, I think I said, well, I guess you had the trifecta with Jaws 2. And I mean Jaws 2. I don't mean Jaws.
Jaws 2, yeah, the second Jaws.
No, I mean Jaws is
Jaws the
as
Revenge.
hell was like if I'm going for like iconic writing, I think my go-tos would be Crichton and King.
Yeah,
So with Jaws, again, you got Spielberg, Crichton, Williams. Same thing with Jurassic Park.
right.
Right?
I'm following you.
Am I right?
You are. Yeah.
I lost my point.
Okay. Okay.
What was I talking about?
Uh-huh. You, so
Dude,
you
what
named the three people responsible for creating the film.
what the fuck were we talking
I don't know.
about? Jesus Christ. What the
Oh
fuck?
my god, dude.
See, I
Really?
wasn't drunk before, and now I'm drunk.
Oh my god. Great. So,
Uh, uh,
okay, can I
go
do you
for it,
have
dude.
it?
Go for it.
Okay, okay. Well, after
I,
that
I,
aside,
I, I don't remember what we were
you
talking
just
about.
everyone just listen to you have a fucking like mental fucking breakdown. Everyone just watched Matt finally enter in the throes of dementia before your very eyes.
That's what happens.
Yeah. It's sad. It's very sad.
That's really sad.
It is. Yeah. It's so sad. So
It is. That's just sad.
yeah, so
Yeah.
sad. So here's the thing. Okay. Let me talk about this. Everyone's long awaited. Everyone's been hyped. Everyone wants to hear Cage's breakdown of the T-Rex sequence, okay? So,
Oh yeah.
oh my god, did you forget about it again?
Yeah.
Do you have fucking problems?
Probably.
Some
Yeah.
probably. Okay. Okay.
So KJ's T-Rex
Are you
sequence.
ready? I'm gonna try to remember it as much as I can. So, okay, they get in the car. So again, great stuff. We have a little scene at the beginning. Kind of gives us a little bit of a. It's not like a full blown action sequence, but it gives us a little bit of some interesting, kind of happens. We got a guy getting eaten by a raptor, even though we don't know what that is yet. You got a little sense of danger.
Opening.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're kind of like, oh,
Is the is the the T-Rex is the first actual
yeah.
like when shit goes down. That is the
Really
first one,
far into the
isn't it?
movie, but it's great. It doesn't. The movie does not
And it's
feel
like
slow.
that's like, oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
And then the movie, like at that point, the bows break, if you will, and then it kind of becomes like an action movie. But really, up to that point,
Nothing has
we've been
happened.
introduced to our characters.
Yeah.
We get the concept. We
Yeah.
understand all this stuff, right? And then we have a subplot with Dennis Nedry, where he has to go steal the dinosaur DNA, right?
Yes. The embryos.
Everything in the movie builds up perfectly into that sequence because, like, that's the point of the Dennis Nedry subplot.
Yes.
Because he has to shut down the power, I believe, right? Is that why? Is that why the?
Well, yeah, that's his excuse.
Right, but he has to shut it down because
Yeah, he shuts down the power so that he can
seal.
steal the embryos without being caught.
Right, right. So like everything they're okay. We established okay. There's a tropical storm coming in, and these things all feel
Yeah.
pretty organic, but it's all like leading up to this point. Nothing like actiony has happened at this point, and we're like 40 minutes into the fucking movie at this point.
Yeah, like minus the fucking opener. I feel like.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not a boring movie. We all love this movie as children. It's really good. And like we're getting a lot of cool stuff. It's legitimately like informative and interesting.
Well, yeah, it's just it's entertaining enough. And I don't feel like that's just a nostalgia thing. I
Yeah.
feel like it did it like well and effective.
But it's the movie taking its time.
Yes.
It and that's what struck me about the scene is that like Spielberg will not give us that scene until the movie has earned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everything is set up. We know everything we need to know. And so they're driving around in the car, right? They're taking the tour of Jurassic Park. Now the T-Rex is like everyone's favorite dinosaur.
Yes.
Something about it that so that's like the main event. You want to see a T-Rex, right? I mean, it's on the sign. You know, a little something about the T-Rex that like captures the imagination. You know, it's probably the most like famous dinosaur.
It's like the JP logo too.
Right, it's on the logo, the bones. So they go and they go around, and what I realize is I don't think they see any dinosaurs at all, except for the one that's that's even after that sequence.
The first one, first you have all the shit with his grandkids, and then you establish all that shit with like Grant's fucking issues with kids,
right? Which has a nice little payoff.
Yeah, and then okay, so they finally set off. They go through the fucking gates. The first one, I believe, is Nedry's end, or what ends up being. The first dinosaur is the Dilophosaurus, and like super. I actually really enjoyed the sequence where
that's a great sequence too. Yeah,
where they're like super excited. Our first dinosaur is, or whatever they say. You know, the narrator says, "Who's narrated by who? Is it?"
Oh shit! I don't know.
I can't remember. Regardless,
I don't remember who that's supposed to be.
Like, upcoming fucking Dilophosaurus, yeah, and they're naming off facts and shit, and like Grant and fucking oh, what the fuck? Why? Oh my god, why can't I remember her character's name? Laura Dern, whatever her character.
Oh, I don't actually remember what Laura Dern's name is. Is it? Oh, here, let me check. That's what I thought. It's Ellie Sattler.
Sadler, yeah.
Yes.
And like her and Grant get like super excited, and they're like looking out, and I don't know why, but the scene is like super cool and like intense randomly, even though it leads to nothing, and nothing happens, and nothing is even supposed to happen, but for some reason it's really cool, and they just get all excited, and they're looking out, and it's like and then I remember Grant going, "Damn, nothing."
Right,
and they don't get to see anything.
But this is all like a nice setup for that Nedry scene.
Right, yeah, and it's like well done. And then they move on, and then I remember they get to. I mean, in between all this, the tropical storm is coming in, and they get to whatever the fuck they're at, and they move on, or they hop out the vehicles because the fucking Triceratops is sick.
Right.
And that's that's one big pile of shit.
This is where I want to jump in. Okay.
Okay.
So in the previous sequence, right? Though this is before the Triceratops, they pull up to the T-Rex pen, right? This is actually before.
Is that before it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a bunch of. It's great because this is very important. Watch it. This is how I'm remembering to watch it not be the case and I look like a fucking idiot. But I recall that they have a scene. Okay, so we're gonna pull up to the T-Rex pen. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, it's a fucking T-Rex." They want to see it, right? So they get up onto the side. There's nothing there. Okay, so this is great. This is like Spielberg is drawing it out. You know, like he's building that anticipation for that T-Rex to show up because it's not there. And then they bring out the goat. So in order to get the T-Rex to show up, they put a goat out, right? There's like a goat machine that lifts
just an elevator that brings up a goat.
Goat elevator. And then the T-Rex still doesn't show up. So this is so great, right? So they drive off.
Oh, you're right.
And they go, "Oh fuck, whatever." Okay. So then we have the scene with Sattler. Yeah, because Sattler's there during that scene, and then isn't there during the actual night sequence.
Yeah.
So then we get some scenes of Jeff Goldblum talking about chaos theory, because I remember that
as they're pulling up to what ends up being the Triceratops sequence.
Yes, and
because I remember Goldblum and Malcolm, whatever you want to call him.
the T-Rex, the first T-Rex sequence, or the scene in front of the T-Rex pen ends with a funny little thing where I think Malcolm taps on the camera and he goes, "Are there going to be dinosaurs in this dinosaur park?"
Yep.
And then Hammond's like, "I hate that man," and then it cuts, which it's a nice, funny little thing. So again, we're kind of these characters are fun. And we're getting to know them a little bit. We go out. We have like a little thing with the Triceratops, where the Triceratops is sick, and then Sattler starts digging around in a giant pile of shit, and all this stuff, right? So then they're like, "Oh, there's a storm coming," and she's like, "You guys head back, and I'm going to."
Wants to stick around and help with that.
Right. So there's a scene in between these two, right? Which is just long enough for the audience to forget about the goat, which is why it's great. So they get back in the car and then they have to head. That we've had all this stuff, and then they're like, we get some scenes at like HQ where they're talking about like, Samuel Jackson's like, this shit's fucked up. The power's out. I believe this also happens in between. This whole like Nedry subplot stuff. So there's several scenes in between the first like drive-by at the T-Rex pen and the actual T-Rex sequence. So again, we're drawing it out, we're setting it up. And you got the guy, the Muldoon, is that his name? Muldoon.
Yeah, the Ranger?
Yeah. Muldoon.
Yeah, that's Muldoon.
Muldoon's like, quiet. They're driving past the T-Rex paddock.
They're approaching the T-Rex paddock.
Right, and the power's off. Right? So it's fucking intense.
Yep.
And then, so the car, like, stops in front of the T-Rex paddock. And then they look over, and the goat's gone. And you're like, oh, shit. And, like...
Where'd the goat go?
Right, and you forgot about the goat. You forgot about the goat, and the fucking leg hits the top of the car.
Dude, they literally... Well, because there's this whole build-up where Tim, that is actually his name. It's Tim. Fucking is digging around the back, and he finds the night vision goggles, and they're fucking around with that. And the lawyer's like, "That's expensive. Don't fucking fuck with that."
Yeah, I actually really like that line. Do they feel heavy? And he goes, "Yeah." Then they're expensive. Put them back.
They're expensive. Put them back.
Yeah, that's a great line.
And then he keeps fucking messing with him, and he zooms in on a thing, and he's looking at where the goat was.
Yes, yeah, and it's just like, it's a very subtle thing. I think he looks over, and there's just like the chain, and your brain goes, oh.
And it's dangling too. It's like moving as though something just like fucked with it. And then you cut to that weird kind of like from the seat looking up at the what would you call it? The like sun. They have like the glass is on top of the car.
Yeah, it's like a sunroof.
A sunroof kind of thing. But you can see the sister and frame while they're looking up, or I don't know, I'm fucking up maybe, but she goes,
I think this is mostly correct. Yeah, this is filling in some of the gaps that I was forgetting.
Whatever happens, and she goes, "Where'd the goat go?" And then like as you're looking up, the goat's leg like plops down on top of the glass ceiling,
like like blood's all over the sunroof. And then we get this amazing shot of like the wires on the fence snapping, like one by one.
Just immediately cuts to the T-Rex arm, fucking cutting down the wires.
Right, and all you get is his arm first, right?
Yes.
And you're like, oh shit. And then each one, and then there is a scene. It's just it's an amazing moment where that thing just pops out of the fucking jungle, like right onto the road, and it's this beautiful wide shot, and it's raining, and it's dark, And it's just like, it has been perfectly, flawlessly built up to that. And it's so satisfying when that thing finally fucking shows up.
Yep.
And, like, the sequence itself is pretty solid, but, like, I think this is the first time I really realized the massive amount of work that really, like, the craftsmanship and the amazing structure of the story, which I know, I guess technically, I mean, I don't think he didn't, write the script, but like, just all these things like work to make that such an immensely satisfying sequence.
Yeah.
And I just don't like. I don't. A lot of times I don't see that in a lot of movies now, where I just, the movie takes its time and sets things up, and like you don't get that
again,
satisfying.
Right. Well, like I said earlier, when I mentioned the quote unquote dream team kind of thing, is again it was Crichton's writing, and I think like because again when it comes with Spielberg and Crichton, you had Jaws and Jurassic Park. Like, what the fuck? I think if Spielberg had done like Spielberg does Crichton justice, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like he's just really. I'm getting flustered. Dude.
Go on. I know the love of the film is. Look,
too much.
Look, dude. Look.
Yes.
Look.
Go ahead. I don't
know what I mean. I'm trying to like recover this from you. Just
look.
Man's too busy coming in his pants.
I really am.
Okay, look. Jurassic Park is a good movie. I don't know.
It's my favorite movie.
Man, it's gonna have like an autistic fit about Jurassic Park. We were talking about that as that the idea of Jaws to Jurassic Park, like that was an era of like that style blockbuster, and that it's over now, and I miss movies like that. Can you imagine a big blockbuster coming out that didn't have a major action sequence until 45 minutes into it?
No,
but it's so fucking satisfying the way that Jurassic Park is structured.
And what's fucking fascinating is it was like those movies are massively fucking popular. They're so fucking popular and iconic, and they made fucking God knows how much fucking money. But like, can you just not do it anymore?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Jurassic Park made over $1 billion in 1993.
I don't understand.
It was made with $63 million, which is outrageous. I know it's inflation and shit, but like comparing it to modern day budgets, it's ridiculous.
In simple terms, it was successful as fuck. Fuck. Not to mention that even beyond just fucking gross, like profit, the movie inspired like a generation of like it.
Well, I mean, it was it made over $1 billion, and the thing is, I mean, all it was based on was a semi-popular book. It's not even a sequel to anything. It's not based on like an existing iconic property. Like,
no, it came out of nowhere.
Is this Steven Spielberg made a movie about dinosaurs, and it made over $1 billion fucking dollars in 1993. That's ridiculous.
When was it? I mean, dinosaurs as a concept has never not been popular, to be fair. But like, when was the last like real fucking kind of like hit? I don't even want to say hit, but like just something that like really grabbed people just about dinosaurs, because that's such a classic fucking like childhood thing. Like, it's dinosaurs. Kids like
I think it was like more popular probably like back in the 50s and 60s.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think it was like a resurgence of dinosaur crap that occurred in the 90s. because of Jurassic Park.
Because of Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that it was directly responsible for a huge boost in paleontology interest. I mean, granted, the movie isn't like super scientifically accurate or anything, but it was responsible for that interest that led to more. Oh shit! Hold
Um.
I thought I had to sneeze. Oh, I might still. Hold on.
Okay. All right. Suspense is killing me.
I know, right? Okay, I think it's gone.
Okay.
But yeah, like the paleontology field boosted after that movie. Like it was a direct result, which is like still super fascinating to me.
Yeah. But like, yeah, you hook them. I mean, that's watching like A New Hope or watching this. They're so quaint comparatively because it's like some to get you invested, something like some at the beginning, just get its hooks into you, like get you interested, and then 30 minutes of like world building and character development and setup,
like what you would consider nowadays, like most people could like see as like super boring.
Right, but I like would people today find Jurassic Park boring? That's what I was thinking about when I was watching it.
I'm not entirely. I don't know. They might.
Are people so fucking spazzed out that they can't even enjoy some Jurassic Park?
They really might, especially coming off of like the goddamn Ritalin era.
Well, because they're talking about where there's Jurassic Park, and then you start getting into like it's like the last. Probably not the last, I guess, but it's a convenient way to sort of end that era of, again, these like thoughtful, sort of a little bit slower, big blockbuster, like it's kind of the smart blockbuster.
Yeah, it's time.
And not, it's not like, it's like when did? Let me check something here. When did that's so funny.
What?
Oh, just like the timeline of the like highest grossing movie of all time, and 3 of them were Spielberg movies. like in terms of like what was the highest grossing movie at any given time?
Right.
Yeah, it was Jaws, then it was Star Wars, then it was E.T., then it was Jurassic Park. So he held it 3 different times. And then it was James Cameron twice. But that's what I wanted to look up because Titanic was in 97.
I was actually about to say Titanic is interesting because that is the most, like if you're going for this like kind of general audience poll kind of thing, Titanic's kind of weird because it's like
4 fucking hours.
It's so fucking long, and you don't get any fucking kind of. I might be going like kind of basic, but I'm just looking at it like purely okay. It's literally like fucking goddamn 2 hours of super really like boring shit for a fucking like hour and a half long. I mean, it is about half, but
oh yeah, I mean it's a long fucking movie, and
a long fucking movie,
and yeah, nothing really happens in it.
No, it's literally it's fucking okay. I defend the shit out of it's one of the most, for me personally, it's one of the most impressive like disaster sequences.
That sequence at the end is great. Yeah,
it's so really good. I will defend that. I remember as a kid, you remember when with VHSs, like the movie couldn't be contained within one VHS.
Yeah, it was a 2 VHS.
So it was always a 2 VHS set, and it was the first part, which I remember being the boring part, and then the second half was the disaster sequence, like once they hit the iceberg, and was always super cool and impressive to me, and I still think it's like super cool and impressive to
Yeah.
me.
So very, very impressive effect sequence. Yeah.
It's really good.
Mm.
So it's interesting to me, like
Well, yeah. What's interesting to you, Matt?
it's interesting to me that like it has that same kind of nostalgia and like
Well, that
power to
movie,
me, but
like, I wouldn't call that a smart film necessarily, but
because it isn't,
no, it's pretty stupid.
it's pretty stupid.
But it ain't like a Michael Bay, Roland Emmerich noise machine shit where it's just like sensory overload for 2.5 hours. Again, like, I would say like those Marvel movies are probably some of the most tolerable, big budget, you know, kind of blockbusters of today, in terms of they're not like just constant fucking noise.
right.
They just don't feel like it's satisfying. They don't. There's not like that build up and that like the reveal and the anticipation and like that something like Jurassic Park had, where it spent so much time kind of getting to that point where it wanted to earn that sequence with the T-Rex.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at is like because I genuinely do really respect like I said, I think it's a phenomenal disaster sequence in Titanic, that final half of the movie. But like I said, that first half of the movie is what, as a kid, I thought of as the boring part.
Right. Well,
that I would just jump to the second tape
yeah.
immediately just to watch that really cool really well done.
The problem with Titanic, and I understand that it's based on an actual thing, although apparently some people don't know that.
They don't,
because they're
some
fucking
people
idiots. But
I have seen messages and tweets and shit.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
People are dumb. So, the two halves of Titanic. We're just gonna start talking about fucking Titanic. Probably one of my favorite Steven Spielberg movies is Titanic. But
One of my favorites.
we're a Steven Spielberg episode. Let's start talking about Titanic. It's the two halves of it are disjointed. That's like my main problem with it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you said it like that.
No, I wasn't attacking you.
You were, that's what I'm saying.
I was agreeing again.
Okay. Well, it was a very aggressive agreement, and it took me aback.
My point was that
Okay. Yes, but I understand what you're saying. Is that there's not like a build up to it. There's not like a narrative flow. It's like this shit happens and then this shit happens.
they're divisive. Like it's
Right. And I don't have a problem with that. I watched Inside Llewyn Davis as I recently, as I texted you earlier, and that doesn't have like a cohesive central narrative to it.
No.
It's basically just but I really like the movie. But there was like a thematic element linking all these scenes. And that was Oscar Isaac gets metaphorically kicked in the balls for 100 minutes or whatever.
I don't know why, but I fucking love it, dude.
Because that's life. It's very accurate.
Thoroughly enjoyed that movie.
Inside Llewyn Davis is a film adaptation of the first scene in in BoJack Horseman, where he talks about how life is just like getting kicked in the urethra over and over again. That's basically what that movie is. It's just Oscar Isaac gets kicked in the urethra over and over and over again. And we've all been there frequently. Oscar Isaac goes to location A and fails, and then he goes to location B and fails, and then he goes to location C and fails.
I also enjoy that I watched that movie like fucking like 2 or 3 years ago, or however long it was. And then I was like, when you sent me that text, like, finally, you're like, hey, by the way, I fucking finally watched Inside Llewyn Davis. And you're like, that's a fucking great movie. I was like, right? Like, I haven't seen it in years. And I was like, right? Dude, I fucking love it.
I hate that it was made in 2013, and that's already 5 years ago. Isn't that nuts?
Yeah.
Yep. I watch movies on my own time. I'll get around to them eventually. Sometimes it's 5 years after they were released.
That was the movie that fucking birthed my love for Oscar Isaac, by the way.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac is the best. I love me some Oscar Isaac.
So good.
But yeah, there's not. But again, like with Llewyn Davis, there's a thematic link, and then with it's just Jurassic Park. It's a linear narrative, but it's so well constructed. You know, with Jaws, it's similar though. And you brought that up, is that Jaws, Raiders, and Jurassic Park are all actually, similar structured, but you have that part. Where, using that classic structure, like, sometimes you get like a 20 to 30 minute stretch where, like, there's not an action sequence in it.
Yeah.
That's the same way with the original Star Wars movie. You know, you have all that shit on Tatooine. You have a couple little things, nothing too exciting, like,
right.
Seeing people, hitting Luke with a stick, and you have like Obi-Wan like chopping that guy's hand off, but not like an extended action.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing, just that stuff. Those aren't really action sequences.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I like it when a movie just kind of takes its time a little bit and sets everything up and makes it so that when that action starts, it's really satisfying, and you like know what the stakes are, and you know who the characters are, and like I said, it does. Something like the modern Marvel movies are not bad, but I don't get the satisfaction from them I do from this like Spielberg era of stuff. I'm not totally sure what they're doing wrong specifically, but
I don't know exactly. For me personally, I feel like a gut thing for me is comedic timing is one. Like with those earlier movies, those earlier Spielberg movies, and shit like that, or what? Not even Spielberg specifically, but whatever. It felt natural, character-wise, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Whereas nowadays, it feels like, oh, that was cool, kind of thing, and it feels more forced, like they're trying. And I'm like, when it comes to comics, I don't know. I'm not a comic fan. I don't know characters that way when it comes to comics.
Well, like,
but like,
okay.
Say for instance, go ahead.
Oh no, please continue.
Well, I was just gonna say,
I was eating a Nutter Butter.
Nice. Dude, I wish I had a butter.
Oh, that's so sad. Someone send Matt some Nutter Butters.
You made me sad.
Go send this poor boy Nutter Butters. go to our Patreon and donate Nutter Butters.
For 50 cents.
You two can
You
feed this
too.
drunk Nutter Butters.
This drunk some Nutter Butter. So, like, I was actually really fascinated. I started watching, I listened to, Rocco off of Mega 64?
Yeah, you mentioned last episode.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned Kevin as well.
No.
I did.
No, who's Kevin?
Kevin Hart. No, my God, I said Kevin Hart. Kevin Smith.
Yes, you're talking about Kevin Smith.
Okay. So yeah, like I was talking about them, it was really weird to like hear them. I guess specifically Kevin Smith, because he really enjoyed the Jesus Christ, dude.
The Last Jedi.
Oh my God.
God damn, you're losing it, dude.
No, it's because literally all I'm hearing is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean Pringles, dude.
I'm eating Pringles. Fuck
I'm
you,
eating
bro.
Pringles, dude.
Fuck you.
Fine.
Dude.
Okay, I'll eat the last Pringle. I'm just trying to, like, buy some time while you get your fucking thoughts together. Say your shit.
Dude, I will never have my thoughts together.
Okay, well, hurry the fuck up. I'm gonna eat one more Pringle.
It'll never happen.
I hit that one right in the mic.
I'll eat my last Pringle so you can get your shit together.
Alright. Matt.
I already fucking forgot what I was talking
Oh my
about.
God.
I don't fucking remember.
No. God damn it. Alright, look. There's a quote I always like, and I always forget who it's by. It's by some smart French guy. Where he said, perfection is achieved not when there's nothing left to add, but when there's nothing left to take away. Right? And like...
That's good.
What does that mean? Well, it isn't. There's nothing wrong. First
Not
of all,
when there's anything left to gain, but then when there's nothing left to take away. Okay.
Okay. And I've always liked that. I've always been I've always had that kind of minimalist philosophy in terms of story design. And like...
Yes. I like minimalism.
Okay. I was like, minimalism.
I like minimalism.
I'm a minimalist. And I was like being able to go back and you watch again Jaws, Raiders, Jurassic Park. You go, okay, this scene's here for this reason. This scene's here for this reason. This is here for this reason. And like, I don't know, you go back and you watch Iron Man, and I'm not saying that's a bad movie, but I just don't get that sense. I don't understand why each scene is where it is.
Okay, I
think it's a flabbier script.
Right.
And the storytelling is like, okay, why is this here? Why is this here? And again, I haven't watched Iron Man in a long time. That might be a bad example.
Yeah, that's what. Like, I wish I could remember the movie more so I could.
Well, there's like a scene,
like,
in the middle where he like goes to like the Middle East and he blows up some tanks. Like, why is that there? You know what I mean? Like, again, this is probably a bad example, but like.
It's bad for me because I remember literally nothing of the movie.
Yeah. But, it'll be like, I don't know, that they feel kind of like there's a different way they design stories now, where it's just like, this happens, and then this happens, and like, here's the bad guy, and he wants revenge, and then here's an action sequence, and then the bad guy will do something else, and then here's another action sequence. And they're a bit like, the construction on them is a bit, like, flabbier. It's not as tight. It's sort of, again, it's like a sequence of events, or it's like a. We'll have to watch again my favorite movie, Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it's literally just like connect the dots. Like that's how the movie's written, you know, where you're like, you write down all the action sequences or all the things that have to be in the movie, and then you just draw a line between them. And even if it doesn't make sense, this has to happen, then this has to happen, then this has to happen. And it's not like an organic sort of. I don't know. You go watch like a modern day big budget movie, and it just feels like a bunch of stuff happens in sequence. They're just not as tightly constructed as something like Jurassic Park is.
Yeah.
And I think I miss that. And I don't know if that's just like. That's just a thing of like. Hey, we gotta film this Marvel movie real fucking quick. Like, finish the script and get it the fuck out. And so there's not enough time to like look at it to that degree, and like really look at it and like cut it down and like, you know, get it to that state. I don't know. But and again, these aren't bad movies. I just, you know, where's the setup? Where's the payoff? You know, where's that anything? It's just like things happen.
Well, I mean, I think it's like a safe play. Like,
what? You think it's a safe play?
Just make it safe. Like,
sure. I mean, maybe maybe they just figure nobody else notices this stuff, so they don't care. I don't know. But yeah, they don't seem as like tightly constructed as they used to be, and you know, it's not like they all are terrible or whatever. I mean, I've seen some big budget stuff I've liked, but not nothing like these though. I love these movies so fucking much, and they also made like $1 billion. So you know, maybe you were onto something. Maybe you could think about and rewrite your scripts a couple times and get them right.
well, again, I think even taking in like something like Titanic or whatever, like it's just, you know, like Spielberg has like this formula or whatever. I don't know. Just this weird combination of like a marketing, like I said, like a safe play, like.
Where are you going with this? Okay. Matt.
What?
Are there any other Spielberg movies you want to discuss?
Yeah, I thought we were going to talk about fucking Private Ryan, dude.
Okay, well, I'm asking you so that we could segue into it, you fucking asshole.
Hey, Bet. Let's segue into fucking...
Okay, well, start talking about it. You're having
Private
like a
Ryan?
fucking stroke while I'm trying to record the podcast.
I really am.
Are you having issues over there, dude?
I'm suddenly, like, really drunk. I don't know where it came from, but, like,
That's
I'm, like...
That's going to be on a t-shirt. That's the t-shirt on the...
I'm suddenly
really drunk. And then... That's going to be in the KJ Matt Talk About Movies store. That where you totally have.
Not even so. It's just like happened over the past like 20 minutes. Like I'm just like exhausted. It's just like hitting me like how tired I am, and I'm drunk at the same time. like I've had points to make, and then I just like can't fucking.
No, you've been like it's pathetic showing this time,
Yes,
man.
I know.
Okay, how? Okay, well, we just talked about Jurassic Park for a fucking hour. So, like,
Where do we go?
do you want to? Do you want to do an entire episode on fucking Saving Private Ryan?
I don't know if we can do that though.
But like, you are, can you have a discussion about Saving Private Ryan?
I should. I talk.
Okay, well, fucking start talking about it then.
All right.
Go for it. I'm gonna let you lead the discussion. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm not gonna say nothing unless I got something to add.
All right. Let's give it a pause.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay.
I'm suddenly really drunk.
I really am. I'm
Yeah, I can tell.
like
Talking
I'm
about it, motherfucker. Go ahead.
I'm like sitting in my car, like, oh my god.
You're sitting in a fucking car getting drunk, recording
wanna-
a movie podcast. That's what you're doing.
So tired. I want to go to fucking bed. But
Okay, go ahead. It's all you.
is it all me?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. I will add something if you say something that I find interesting. You may
Okay.
take the lead on this discussion.
Okay. Give me a second. I'm gonna genuinely try.
Okay, okay, this is gonna be great. This very serious war movie about World War II and human suffering, and Matt's super drunk, and now he's gonna talk about it. Okay, you ready?
I'm getting there.
What do you have to do in order to get ready?
Hopefully, I don't know. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
all right. So fuck it. Like gut instinct, legitimately.
Uh-huh.
The only place I know how to start this off. This is this is the most like God damn it. Like I know I'm going, but I just can't fucking
This is great. Please continue. You said nothing. You spoke for 30 seconds and said literally nothing. Okay, gut instinct. This is like the no. It's
gut
one of no. It's the fuck.
Okay.
All right.
I shouldn't have said okay because I don't know okay. I don't know what.
This is a fucking disaster, man.
Yeah, this isn't good.
You can do it. You can save the podcast.
Can I?
Yeah.
Believe in me?
I mean, this has been probably the most entertaining for anyone listening to this. This is probably the most entertaining part. So I'm thinking you could bring it back.
All right.
All right.
You and I have discussed Saving Private Ryan in the past before.
Uh-huh.
For me personally, I think this is the most like brutally intense and fucking heartbreaking World War II story movies I've ever fucking watched. For me personally.
Uh-huh. Yeah, why is that?
Okay, 1 point.
Uh-huh.
Okay, 1 point.
This is great. It's like a drunk person giving a book report. It's like exactly what it is.
You know what's funny?
What makes it so intense, man? What makes it so heartbreaking? What about it breaks your heart?
What about it? What about it breaks my heart? I mean, for me, it's sequences. It's not like. I mean, it is like it's heartbreaking as a whole, I guess. But for me, it's like specific scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you got Rabisi's scene is like Rabisi's fucking death sequence is one of the most heartbreaking and like again, we've discussed it before. It's one of those where it's too real for me. I don't like Rabisi's performance in his death sequence is too real
Uh-huh.
that it makes it like super fucking uncomfortable for me.
Sure.
With his whole bit with like, I want my mama, I want my mama, and all that shit.
Uh-huh.
Another one is, dude. See, you're.
What? I'm just listening to you talk.
I know.
I'm just letting you take the. It's 4 in the fucking morning. I'm listening to you talk about Saving Private Ryan.
Fucking 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so another big sequence for me is
Okay.
God damn it, I can't remember the actor's name. I know he played Eddie. He played the character named Eddie in Friends, and I can never fucking remember his name. When they're in the fucking tower
Uh-huh.
and they're having that like super drawn out it's him and a German and they're just like going at it.
Are you talking about Adam Goldberg?
Yes, that sounds right. Yeah. And there's a sequence where they're just like they're going at it and it's like drawn out and then it ends with like the guy finally ending up on top of him and he's like struggling to bring his blade down. And like Goldberg keeps like he like kind of like accepts it in a way, but he's like please no, please.
Uh-huh.
Fuck you, dude.
What else did you like in the movie?
I'm not good at this.
You're doing this. This is like your fucking analysis of films is the best because it's literally you just like beat for beat reciting scenes you liked.
It's
It's
all
like
it
when I
is.
asked you to do it with Bright, you were like, I liked it when
I like
I like
this.
it when Will Smith he's like turned around in slow motion.
I'm not good at it, dude.
No, you're terrible. It's really funny. It's like really, really funny. I have a lot to potential. That's why I was thinking we could do it. Maybe we can do a commentary on it or something. I have a lot to say about the movie.
See,
But
I do, but like I can't be like I don't know what it is. Like I can't be like thrown like all right, take the stage. I can't do it. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know what it is. I can't do that. Like I get off.
No,
I
please
get
tell me more about the scenes you like, Matt.
yeah.
Do
Fuck
you
you.
like any other
Like
scenes?
hey, how about this? How about fuck you, dude? I fucking can't.
I
I
like,
like when
like I said, it's like talking to an autistic boy, but you ask like a little kid why I like that movie, and they're like, I like the part where he's like, like that. I like the part where it went explosion. You're right. No, it's great. It's adorable.
oh my god.
Tell me more.
No. Fuck you.
Now.
No.
Now. You make fun of me.
Dude,
What? I know you like the movie a lot.
that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why I can't just express what I
Do you
like
have a
about it.
hard time
Like,
expressing your feelings?
Okay, you and I have okay, we talk about what we like about it, and then somebody goes, Matt, what the fuck did you like about it? And then I'm like,
And then you just start
and
recounting
then
everything that happened
it's
in the
just
movie.
and there was this part where this dude did this,
I thought,
and
didn't I
then
already do this bit fucking 2 hours ago?
yeah, probably.
I mean, technically, I said the only reason, I said I only like Raiders because there were good scenes in it, and then I just started talking about what was in each one. It's not like I'm any better.
I mean, true, but I feel like when we're talking, when we're dynamically both talking about it, there's there's something to it.
It's not just math.
You're like,
Laboriously explaining what happened in the film.
hey Matt, what did you like about this movie? I like when the thing happened, and then
Well, it's funny.
the
Yeah, it's funny
and then
because
the
you're
other
not
thing
even saying
happened.
I like it when this happened. You're literally just there's the scene, and then you explain it, and that's it. You didn't even say you like it or why you liked it.
Did you even like the scene? No.
No, like it expressed no personal opinion.
Yes, I'm fucking autistic, dude. I can't fucking handle this shit.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious. No, we'll have to do it because I don't. I could go probably I could talk for another 45 fucking minutes about Saving Private Ryan, and there's some other interesting stuff. I don't want to do 3 parts of this, though. Maybe we could do, maybe if there's another time when, because he's made some other interesting stuff too. I quite like Minority Report, or at least I did when I saw it many moons ago.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Shit, that was 2006. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not super familiar with E.T. Wait, let me go back to his.
That was a
filmography.
beautifully.
Actually, quite. I liked Lincoln and Warhorse. Those are 2 recent ones. The Color Purple is a fucking classic. There's Schindler's List. There's all these.
P. Goldberg.
Yeah,
I never saw that.
it's really good. Yeah, E.T. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is a classic. You're all right over there?
What?
I just heard a crash.
That was my beer can hitting other beer cans.
Okay. I haven't seen AI in a long time. I remember enjoying that when I watched it.
Ooh, that was a whole Osmond, right?
Yeah. I even remember enjoying
That's not.
What?
That's not Shyamalan, is it? No, that's Spielberg. That's Spielberg, right?
What? AI?
AI, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him. I just said it. I just said that he directed AI. That was originally going to be a Kubrick movie, but then he passed it to him.
Spielberg?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kubrick was originally going to direct it.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, there is there's a lot more to talk about. Yeah, I just don't feel like going into, because as mentioned earlier, it's 4 in the morning. And I don't feel like talking about Saving Private Ryan for 45 fucking minutes. So, I was hoping man would pick up the slack, but
I
apparently
can't do it.
he's too autistic to, and surprisingly drunk. He's suddenly drunk, apparently. So yeah, we'll end it for now. Maybe we'll come back and do a part 3 at some point if there's ever another big gap in the schedule, or maybe we'll do some commentary on some of these. Would be cool. I'd definitely like to do a Jaws one. Do a Saving Private Ryan one at some point. Maybe Jurassic Park one as well. These would all be cool things to do, but we'll call it on that one, and we'll be back. We'll continue discussing the works of Spielberg at a later date. What do you think about that, man?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. All right. Do you want to tell everyone goodbye?
Goodbye.